Welcome back to Read and Review, the series where I read books on sales, self-help, business, and money, and I give you my thoughts and tell you my favorite quotes. I've just done Chapter 5 of Think and Grow Rich. Chapter 5, Specialized Knowledge, Personal Experiences or Observations, the fourth step to riches. And now I'm going to give you my favorite quotes. To be honest with you, there's quite a bit of time passed in between me actually reading this chapter. Starting the chapter and finishing it. So I'm not going to share my thoughts or opinions on the chapter today. I'm just going to read you my favorite quotes and then start chapter 6 and hopefully be a bit more consistent to give you my feel of the chapter. Actually, just going off of the first quote that I'm looking at here before I get started, I will say that this chapter I enjoyed a lot more than the previous ones because it talks a lot about action. Whereas the previous ones talk a lot about theory and mindset, which is a bit repetitive across these self-help business books. But this one talks about putting your ideas and the things you've learned into action and actually curating your knowledge and using it rather than just obtaining it. So yeah, that was one good thing that I enjoyed about this chapter. Hopefully as well the audio for this video don't sound too shit because I'm currently in the airport on my way back from Venice, waiting to find out what gate was to be going to go back from Venice. Check out the video on my channel of Venice. There's going to be two videos, one from the clips that I took on my phone and one from the clips here that I took on the Osmo Action. So be sure to stay tuned to the channel for that. Let's get into my favorite quotes from chapter 5. I have through the quotes here, and the first one being, knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action to the definite end of accumulation of money. But here is a paragraph, not just a phrase or some words, and it says, the accumulation of great fortunes calls for power, and power is acquired through highly organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge. But that knowledge does not necessarily have to be in the possession of the person who accumulates the fortune. I really like that because basically it's saying you don't have to be the one who knows everything. You just have to have access to those people. You have to either employ them or pay them or leverage them. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go to college or go out there and obtain the knowledge yourself. You just have to be surrounded by it or have access to it. The person who can organize and direct a mastermind group of people who possesses knowledge useful in the accumulation of money is just as much an educated person as anyone in the group. The person who stops studying merely because they have finished school is forever hopeless. Sorry, forever. It could just end there and I'll be happy with that one, but we'll carry on. Forever hopelessly doomed to mediocrity, no matter what their calling. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. I love that one because, me personally, since I left school, I've probably spent a few years just not learning and standing still. But when COVID came around, I started learning Spanish. I opened my mind up to a whole world of new things and new learning from home. So I really like that one, and I agree. I think I've heard a quote before that says, the moment you stop learning, you become a fool. And that's something that I 100% agree with. So you always got to be learning, always got to be striving for more, striving to the next step. You can't be standing still because when you stand still, you're dying. We rise to higher positions or remain at the bottom because of conditions we can control if we desire to control them. I leave for this chapter. Remember, the idea is the main thing. Specialized knowledge may be found around the corner, any corner. And that's the way we're finishing chapter 5, guys. Thank you for joining us today on this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.